what you wanna hear. It's not what you need to hear.
There are 4 stages, each stage representing 1 week. 1 week, 1 stage. 4 weeks, 1 month. The first stage is the pain process. It is the stage where you have to feel your pain, because after a breakup, I'm talking about people who are really, really in love here with the person they broke up with, because if you're not in love with the person, then really isn't something that you should heal from. There were no emotions really, no attachment, so you're not healing from anything. So moving on is there's nothing like healing for you unless you really cared for that person. So if you cared for that person, the first stage is about you. You have to address your pain. I call it the pain process, because you have to go through the process of your pain and process your pain. If you don't do that, the pain is going to appear much later, and it's going to affect you or affect someone else. Some people do not have processed their pain. They just try to block it with activities, with social activities, with all manner of adventures. Sometimes some people even go and get married. They will go and marry. Instead of addressing the pain, they will say, no, I'm moving on. The girl will say, no, I just found that one guy, one sister has been disturbing me. Let me just marry him and show this guy. How can you marry someone in order to show somebody else? Who are you fooling? Because it is that poor man that poor man or poor girl that will eventually, he will be the one to suffer, because he's married to someone who still cares for somebody else. And that unresolved emotion can become a problem for the couple. So the pain stage is a very important stage, because it is the stage where you have to, first of all, tell yourself that you are in pain. Yes, don't go and drink, don't go and do something to divert the pain. No, lock yourself in if that's what it will take to address it. Lock yourself, be indoors. If you feel like punching the pillow, this is the time you do it. If you feel like covering yourself under the sheets and crying, that's when you do it. The pain process, the first stage, and the stage in which you address your pain. You feel it deep in your stomach. Make sure that within the 5 days, let's say it's 5 days, but it represents 1 week. It can be 7 days for some people, Feel your pain. Deep down, feel it. You understand? Don't be ashamed of it. If you feel embarrassed by it, you can make sure that pain, you're processing it secretly. If you're someone who needs to talk to someone about it, if you feel you have to share it with someone, go to someone you trust, someone you feel is loyal, that can keep your secrets, for those who have loyal friends. You understand? If you have a loyal friend that can keep your secrets, you can go to your friend, cry on her lap. If you're a guy, you can go to your friend, tell him about it. Don't be ashamed. If that is what it takes for you to process your pain, do whatever it takes. If you want to punch the wall, just don't break your finger, Sha. Do it. If you want to punch the pillow, punch it. But by all means, feel the pain. If it means you cry, you cry. If it means you scream, whatever you want to say. If it means standing in front of a mirror and talking to yourself, saying, I love this girl, I love this girl, I love this guy, I miss him. Yes, say all those things. Get them out of your system. If you dodge it, now yourself you did do. So you have to get that pain out of your system by, first of all, acknowledging its existence and feeling it, allowing yourself to feel it, not being ashamed of it, not being in denial of it. Feel it from your belly. Feel the pain within that week. Just use that 1 week. Say, this is my mourning period, the period that I mourn this person, that I mourn the person, and that I deal with every pain associated with losing this person. So at the end of this week, the next thing you do, you move to the next stage. And what is that next stage?
September we met, could tell by your smile you hadn't been with a good girl like...
The next stage is the stage of it's possible. This is the stage you tell yourself it's possible. This stage is the stage in which you tell yourself, yes, I have felt this pain, now I'm going to get out of it. Because pain, sometimes it's difficult to go away. So people move from pain process and it becomes depression because they just got stuck in that stage. And the pain just keeps revolving over and over again. They couldn't really process the pain. The pain just kept flogging them. Instead of flogging back the pain, they just allow the pain to keep flogging them. And the next thing they know, they are stuck in the pain stage. And they are now depressed and frustrated. And it becomes a problem. And they now start looking for psychologists. And then it now becomes a problem. So, how not to allow this become a problem? Because it's about facing yourself. You understand? Rather than putting yourself to a stage where you require a shrink, you move to the next stage sharply. And that next stage is the it's possible stage. I call it is possible. The stage of it is possible. This is the stage you tell yourself that it is possible to heal. It is the stage where you affirm your own healing. A stage where you tell yourself that you can move on. And you have to now start talking back to your pain. Because pain, every emotions come in form of words in our head. If you love someone, for instance, the words that will be coming to your head about that person is like, oh my God, I love this person. Oh my God, she's so pretty. Oh my God, he's so intelligent. Oh my God, he's so sharp. Those are the words that will be coming to your head concerning that person when, you're in your love mood. If you're in your pain mood, this is the kind of thoughts that will be coming to your head. Oh my God, I miss him. I miss her. I still want him. Blah, 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 blah. You understand? So you now have to talk back to those thoughts. That's what the next stage is about. The next stage is about talking back to your pain. After you have felt it and offloaded it, now you want to come out of it. So you have to talk back to it. If not, you'll get stuck in it. And some people get stuck in this thing for years. They are still stuck in the pain. And it start manifesting as bitterness, as anger, as all manner of unsavory behavior. So this is how you talk back to your pain. When you start remembering the guy or girl, you start thinking about how beautiful she is. You say, oh God, she was the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. She was so fine. I don't know where I'm going to get this girl again. You talk back. It is possible to find another girl just like her, even better than her. That is you telling your own voice in your head to come on that. Then another thought comes in, for instance. Oh, I have never known a girl that can cook egusi soup the way she cooks egusi soup. Sorry, this is not funny. Okay, you now tell that voice of yours, girls wey sabi cook egusi soup plenty. In fact, the person wey go cook better soup pass am. There are girls that are chefs who can cook not just egusi but banga and afa. So you now start telling yourself that girls who can cook, there are girls who can cook not just egusi soup but banga and afang. So when the voice of yourself telling you, oh my God, there's no girl that can cook better than this girl, she was the best cook I've ever known. There are better girls that can cook better soup in assorted fashion, self. Do you understand? You start telling yourself that. You are talking back to that voice of yours. For instance, if you're a girl and she said, and you're telling yourself that pain, voice of pain, he was so caring, he used to wash my feet, he was so romantic, oh my God, no guy has ever made breakfast in bed for me, he used to make breakfast, whatever, blah, 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 blah. In fact, he was such a good guy, he never really bothered to, other guys would pester you for sex, this one didn't even pester me, he was such a nice person, and he respected my values. Tell yourself there are other guys. It is possible to meet someone else who will also respect my values. Someone else who I can stay in his house and he will not try to peruse on uncharted areas without my permission or whatever. The thing is, you just keep telling yourself it is possible at this stage. Anytime the pain thought comes in, reply and say, it is possible. That's the key word. It's possible to find another person. It's possible to find someone that will do better than this. It's possible for me to love again. It is possible. Any thought that comes into your head, filled of pain, saying it's not possible, you reply and say, it's possible. I can. It is possible. I can find someone better. I can love again. There is nothing that says that it's not possible for me not to love again. People have loved up to 3 times. It is not, there's nothing like loving once and not loving forever again. That is not for me. I will love again. It is possible. That's just what you keep telling yourself. Why are you doing this? Because you are trying to evacuate yourself from the pain stage, so you don't get stuck in it and become depressed constantly.
See, but my hands are slipping off the wheel. Now the tables have turned. Now I'm up all night.
The third stage, I call it the letting go stage. This stage is probably the most important stage of all. And the last stage is equally just as important as this stage. The third and the fourth stage are like very, very crucial. Without them, the healing process is next to impossible. So, the letting go process. This is the process in which you enumerate your reasons for letting go of this person that you used to really, really love. This is the time, the third week of your healing, 1 month healing plan. This is the time that you remind yourself every minute and every second of the day that the thought of that person comes up. Why letting go of this person is completely important. Why you need to let go of the person. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the guy or girl was perfect to you. No one in this world is perfect. Do you understand? No one is perfect. Even if they were the holiest of the holy to you, because love has a way of covering faults, you know that this person has faults because nobody is perfect. So what you do at this stage is always find a way to remind yourself of this person's faults. Yes, so it is very important. If not, it's not going to work. If not, stage 1 and stage 2 is rubbish for you. When it gets to this stage, anytime you think about the fact that anytime loving thoughts come, whether it's by this time the pain thoughts should be coming again because you've dealt with it in stage 2. What should be coming now is some loving feelings, some loving thoughts. This is where you attack those loving thoughts with focus on that person's flaws. Yes, all those flaws that person had that you pushed aside, you swept them under the bed because you were madly in love with this person. Start thinking about those flaws every day. If the person had bad breath and you never really thought it was important, focus on his bad breath. If she had K-leg, and K-leg is nothing, I swear, K-leg means nothing. But if you always thought that K-leg was awkward, see, there's nothing wrong with anyone having K-leg. What I'm trying to say is, whatever it is about that person that didn't mean anything to you before, but somehow it made you uncomfortable somehow, but you ignored it because when you love someone, it's not really important. But you are not trying to continue to love this person. You are trying to start seeing this person as just a normal human being. So the one thing that you can do for yourself now is to keep reminding yourself of this person's faults. Anytime loving thoughts like, oh, she's so cute, she's so sexy, oh, I love her, oh, I'm so in love. But the girl said, get Kolosha. You understand? That is you reminding yourself of her faults. The girl they crazy now. Remember that time when she just slapped me, But because say she be woman, I know slap and back, Have you remembered the fault? You just remember that fault, that she's aggressive. Use that fault to help yourself get over her. If you are a girl, use his fault as a weapon against the love, against the romantic affection. I'm not saying you should hate the person, but if you process this stage very well, there's a danger that you might start hating the person. Yes, so it is this stage of healing that some people become aggressive and they start hitting the person, and the next thing you know, they start looking for revenge. That is why the fourth stage is very important, because after, if you just end it at this stage, you may end up realizing that you don't love the person anymore, that you just hate them. Love don't turn to hate. You know, you've read some books or you've heard stories of somebody that will love someone so much, and the next thing they realize they are now hating the person. It is this stage of healing that they entered. But unfortunately, they did not go to stage 4. They got stuck in stage 3 and they started to hate the person, and they now wanted revenge. See, keep bringing up that person's flaws up. Use the person's flaws as a cushion against your feeling for the person. Anytime thoughts about the person's beauty or intelligence or kindness, remember what that person used to do that usually annoyed you, but you just pushed it aside. Remember it and bring it up each time. If you think about how sweet she was, remember how bitter she can be as well sometimes. Allow the bitterness to overshadow the sweetness. Yes. That's why it's usually told to couples not to focus on each other's flaws, because if you keep focusing on someone's flaws for so long, you may start hating the person. It may not happen overnight. It's a gradual thing. So focusing on someone's flaws is not good for a marriage or a relationship. It is should be avoided because it can breed resentment. But what you need right now is to get rid of the love that shouldn't exist anymore, because this person is gone from your life. He has moved on probably, or this person has hurt you so bad. The person has cheated on you, has done all sorts of things. You are not even supposed to go back to this person. So you are trying to save yourself now. It's a battle for your soul. This is the stage of the champions. It looks different, feels different, even smells different. Yes, the forgiveness stage is the stage of true freedom. After you have processed your pain and also affirmed that it is possible to move on, while of course letting yourself understand all the reasons that you have to move on, then you move on to the fourth stage. And that stage is the stage of forgiveness. You're not just forgiving that person, you're also forgiving yourself. And this is the hardest stage of all, because a lot of people get trapped in that grudge, in the grudge season. Like they can't get out of what that person did, because whatever that person did must have been pretty heavy, and they are full of so much hate in their heart. They are full of so much malice. They are plotting revenge. They are thinking of all the bad things they could do to that person, or they are basically just cursing the person each and every time, because they feel they've vested so much interest. They feel that they have committed so much, and everything that they have put in place had been dashed at the feet of selfishness or ignorance or narcissism. But the good news is, it doesn't matter what that person did. You have to forgive that person. And the thing is, you're not doing it for that person, you're doing it for yourself. Malice is like carrying a container. When you are full of malice and you're begrudged concerning someone else, you're just carrying a ton of load for someone on someone else's behalf. The person is out there living his life, probably not even caring whether you exist, probably having a nice time, and there you are suffering in pain, you know? You're praying and saying, oh, this person hurt me, oh, I wish the person would drop dead, I wish the person would not have it good in his life. It is yourself that you are even punishing, because what you're saying may or may not even affect this person, but you are constantly in a state of pain, and you are miserable, and though you don't know it, but you are miserable. That's why you have to move into the forgiveness stage, so that you can have a life that is bright and blissful, so that you can smile again, so that you can live your life in happiness, so that whoever meets you, whoever you run into, whoever you get to meet, whichever man or woman you eventually run into as a significant other, will be happy, will be blessed, will be accomplished to have you in their lives, because they will be meeting someone who is full of life, who is happy, truly happy inside, who is not bitter, who is not harboring any grudge for anything in the past, who doesn't have any kind of, baggage. Yes, forgiveness clears out your baggage. Yes, when you forgive the person that hurt you, the person that broke your heart, you heal your heart completely. Heartbreak heals completely when forgiveness comes into play. It's like it sheds away every layer of doubt, of fear that you've had, that had a lot to do with what went wrong or right. I don't know. But just know that forgiveness is the stage of champions. And at this stage, you no longer, you go out, you have fun, you do the things you enjoy doing. If it's reading, if it is swimming, if it is going out to have, a kind of soiree, whatever it is, you're doing it genuinely now because you're happy, not as a distraction. I mean, in the pain stage, when you go out to party, you're probably just pretending to be happy all through when you go for events at that time. But this stage is a stage of fun and happiness, because this time you're truly having fun. Yes, because there's nothing in your heart again. You're not carrying any baggage anymore for anybody. Life and I'm here suffering. No, that is not the story. This is the time that you enter into the season of joy, of bliss and happiness, and you allow the sun to bathe you in its beauty. You allow the weather of your heart to change, because you've seen the light, and that light is forgiveness. Stage, you truly pray for that person's happiness. You're no longer wishing the person evil. You're no longer wishing anybody evil. Whoever played a role in your breakup or whatever, whoever you feel was attached to the sequences that led to breakup, you're no longer harboring any kind of pain at all for anyone. Instead, you're taking care of yourself, you're being nice to yourself, and you're being nice to others as well. Because a forgiving heart is a darling. Anytime, and it brings the joy back into your life. And as you forgive this person, you also forgive yourself. Perhaps there are things you wish you could have done differently in the relationship. Perhaps you feel or felt that there's something that you did wrong that led to the breakup, and you blame yourself. You don't have to punish yourself anymore. At this stage, you are not just forgiving that person, you're also forgiving yourself. Because if you punish yourself from now till tomorrow, from now till eternity, the person is not going to come back. They're gone. They've moved on, and you have to. And forgiving that person ensures that you move on in style, with the sun shining and bringing down happiness upon you. So, let the beauty of forgiveness bathe you like sunshine, and have a lovely day. Take care of yourself. Love you, babies.